Part 6.2 The Cattle Al-An'am. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. We continue our profound journey through the majestic Surah Al-An'am. Having established the absolute proof of divine oneness in the cosmic and historical realms, we now transition to a new set of verses that further dismantle the foundations of disbelief. Part 6.2 will take us on a spiritual and intellectual journey, examining verses Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:11 through Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:20. These passages challenge the disbelievers to travel and reflect on the historical consequences of their denial, while simultaneously revealing the breathtaking scope of Allah's mercy, power, and ultimate dominion. We will dissect the theological arguments within these verses, explore their profound Sufi implications, and confirm their teachings with the timeless wisdom of the prophetic traditions. Section 1. The Call to Witness History and the Declaration of Divine Sovereignty. The verses that form the foundation of our initial discussion in this segment are as follows. Kanzul, Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:11, say, "Travel through the land and observe how was the end of those who denied the truth." This verse is a direct and powerful command to seek knowledge, not just from books, but from the tangible remnants of history. It challenges the disbelievers to travel and witness the ruins of past civilizations like the people of Ad and Thamud, that were destroyed because of their arrogance and defiance of divine messengers. This is a call to a journey of observation and reflection, an intellectual exercise that bridges the past with the present. It demonstrates that divine justice is not a theoretical concept, but a historical reality, and that the same fate awaits those who follow the path of denial. The command to observe implies a deep contemplative study, not a mere glance. Kanzul, Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:12, say to whom belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. Say to Allah, He has decreed upon Himself mercy, will surely assemble you on the day of resurrection, about which there is no doubt. Those who have lost themselves will not believe. This verse is a magnificent statement of Tawhid and a declaration of divine mercy. It begins with a rhetorical question that can only have one answer. Everything belongs to Allah. It then reveals a profound and beautiful attribute of Allah, that He has decreed upon Himself mercy. This is not a human mercy, but a divine mercy that is an intrinsic part of His being. Yet this mercy does not negate accountability. The verse immediately reminds humanity of the certainty of the day of resurrection, a day when all will be gathered. The final statement, those who have lost themselves will not believe, speaks to the spiritual and moral state of the disbelievers, revealing that their rejection is a form of self-inflicted spiritual loss. Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:13, and to Him belongs whatever rests by night and day. And He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. This verse reinforces the previous one by stating Allah's total dominion over time and space. The phrase, whatever rests by night and day, encompasses every single atom and every single event that transpires in the universe. It is a reminder that there is no moment or place where Allah's authority and knowledge do not extend. The verse culminates by affirming two of His magnificent names, Al-Sami ***, the all-hearing, and ***, the all-knowing, which assure humanity that all prayers, thoughts, and deeds, whether spoken or concealed, are known to Him. Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:14, say, shall I take as a protector, other than Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, while it is He who feeds and is not fed? Say, I have been commanded to be the first of those who submit to Allah, and commanded, do not be of the polytheists. This verse is a powerful personal declaration by the Prophet, peace be upon him. It is a direct challenge to the idols and false deities, and a profound statement of absolute monotheism. The Prophet, peace be upon him, openly states that he cannot and will not take any protector or helper other than the Creator. The verse highlights Allah's unique attribute of being the one who feeds and is not fed, a clear distinction between the self-sufficient Creator and the needy creation. The command to be the first to submit is not a claim of superiority, but a demonstration of utter and complete devotion, serving as a role model for all believers. Kanzul, Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:15. Say indeed, I fear if I should disobey my Lord. The punishment of a tremendous day. This verse beautifully demonstrates the profound humility and sincerity of the Prophet, peace be upon him. It reveals that his motivation is not to gain worldly power or status, but to earn the pleasure of his Lord and to avoid his punishment. The fear of a tremendous day is not a fear of a tyrant, but a reverential fear, khashiyah, born of love and awe for the Creator. This verse establishes the Prophet, peace be upon him, as a perfect example of a servant of Allah, one who is entirely submissive to his will. It's a context of revelation, confronting arrogance with mercy. The verses in this section were revealed to directly confront the arrogance of the Meccan polytheists. They often demanded worldly miracles and signs, believing they were immune to the fate of previous nations. The command to travel and observe history was a direct challenge to their spiritual and intellectual heedlessness. The verses also serve as a profound theological argument against their polytheistic beliefs, systematically dismantling their idols by highlighting the unique and self-sufficient attributes of Allah. The declaration of Allah's mercy is a counterpoint to their belief that their idols could intercede for them, showing that true mercy comes directly from the Creator himself. The Prophet's, peace be upon him, personal declarations of submission and reverential fear serve as a living embodiment of the truth he was conveying, making his message both a divine command and a personal example. Sufi perspective, the journey inward and the mercy of who. From a Sufi perspective, the command to travel through the land in Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 611, is not merely a physical journey, but a profound spiritual journey of sulak, spiritual travel. The Sufi understands that the world is a book of signs, a mirror reflecting the divine names and attributes. The ruins of past civilizations are not just historical artifacts, but physical manifestations of the spiritual decay that led to their destruction. This journey is meant to turn the seeker's gaze inward, to see the signs of Allah in one's own soul, as it is a microcosm of the universe. The statement that Allah has decreed upon himself mercy in Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 612, is a cornerstone of the Sufi path. For the Sufi, the ultimate reality of Allah is Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, and the path is one of love and devotion, driven by the profound knowledge of his infinite mercy. The ilm, divine knowledge of the Sufi, is that the one who truly knows Allah's mercy cannot despair, for it encompasses all things. The verse about taking no other protector is a lesson in Tawakkul, absolute trust in Allah, which is the state of the purified heart that relies solely on Allah, knowing that all good and all harm come from Him alone. Commentary from Ziya-o-Quran, the folly of the disbelievers demands. The Ziya-o-Quran commentary on these verses provides a masterful analysis of the divine wisdom behind the Quran's arguments. The commentator explains that the command to travel and observe history is a powerful huge of proof that uses the physical world as a witness. He meticulously details how this is a far more powerful argument for the rational mind than the demand for a physical miracle, which can be dismissed as magic. The commentator provides a profound analysis of Allah's decree of mercy upon himself, explaining that this is a divine attribute that precedes creation itself and is the reason for the existence of humanity and the sending of prophets. He contrasts this with the empty hopes of the disbelievers, who believe their stone idols can provide them with mercy or intercession. The commentary also beautifully articulates the wisdom behind the Prophet's, peace be upon him, open declaration of submission, stating that it served to cut off all possibility of compromise with the polytheists and to establish the purity of the monotheistic message for all time. Hadith with reference. The journey for knowledge and the vastness of mercy. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught about the importance of journeying for knowledge and the immense scope of Allah's mercy. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught, whoever travels a path seeking knowledge, Allah will make easy for him a path to paradise. This hadith is found in Sahih Muslim, hadith number 2699. This hadith provides a direct spiritual commentary on the verse Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 611. It elevates the act of travel from a mere physical journey to a spiritual one, affirming that the pursuit of knowledge, whether of the outer world or the inner solids, a path to divine reward. It is a profound motivation for the seeker to continuously learn and reflect. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also taught, Allah has 100 parts of mercy, and he sent down only one part of it among the jinn, human beings, animals, and insects, and it is with this one part that they are compassionate to one another. The remaining 99 parts are with Allah for the day of resurrection. This hadith is found in Sahih Muslim, hadith number 2752. This hadith provides a magnificent illustration of the vastness of Allah's mercy mentioned in Kanzul Iman, Quran, the cattle, 6:12. It shows that all the compassion we see in the world is a mere fraction of the mercy that Allah has reserved for His servants on the Day of Judgment. This serves as a source of immense hope and comfort for all believers. Section 2. The consequence of disbelief and the straight path. We now continue our journey through Surah Al-An'am, examining the verses that delve into the profound consequences of disbelief and the ultimate reward of a life of faith. Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:16. He who has turned away from it on that day, Allah has surely had mercy upon him, and that is the clear success. This verse, Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:16, is a powerful statement about the finality of divine judgment. The phrase turned away from it refers to the punishment of the day of resurrection. The one who is spared on that day is the one upon whom Allah has had mercy. This verse beautifully links the earlier declaration of Allah's mercy to the ultimate outcome for the believer. It confirms that the greatest success is not worldly gain, but escaping the punishment of the day of judgment through Allah's immense grace. It is a profound message of hope for the believer and a stark warning for the disbeliever. Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:17. And if Allah should afflict you with harm, there is no remover of it but He, and if He should bestow upon you good, then He is over all things competent. This verse is a cornerstone of Tawakkul and a powerful lesson in Tawakkul's absolute reliance on Allah. It states that all harm and all good are ultimately from Allah alone. There is no power, human or divine, that can remove the harm He wills or prevent the good He bestows. This verse directly refutes the belief of the polytheists who would turn to their idols in times of distress. It establishes a complete and exclusive relationship between the servant and the Creator, where all hope and all fear are directed towards Him alone. This verse is a profound source of strength and comfort for the believer, freeing them from the anxieties of worldly affairs. Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:18. And He is the irresistible above His servants. And He is the always, the all-aware. This verse affirms to more of Allah's magnificent names, Al-Kahir, the irresistible, and Al-Kabir, the all-aware. The word Kahir signifies Allah's absolute power and dominance over all of His creation. It means that there is no one who can resist His will or oppose His decree. This is a profound counterargument to the polytheists who believe their idols can protect them. At the same time, the verse balances this power with His absolute wisdom and awareness, assuring humanity that His dominance is not that of a tyrant, but of a just and knowing sovereign. Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:19. Say what thing is greatest in testimony? Allah is a witness between me and you. And this Quran was revealed to me, that I may warn you thereby, and warn whomever it reaches. Do you truly testify that with Allah are other gods? Say, I will not testify. Say, indeed He is but one God, and indeed I am disassociated from that which you associate with Him. This verse is a final and powerful declaration of the oneness of Allah. It presents a rhetorical challenge, asking what is the greatest testimony? The answer is Allah Himself. This verse is a direct command to the Prophet, peace be upon him, to use the Quran as a sole testimony and warning. The disbelievers are then directly challenged to their faces. Do you testify that with Allah are other gods? The Prophet, peace be upon him, is commanded to give a resounding no. The verse culminates in the Prophet's, peace be upon him, final and unyielding declaration of his absolute monotheism and his complete disassociation from polytheism. Kanzul Iman Quran, the cattle, 6:20. Those to whom we have given the book know Him as they know their own sons. But those who have lost themselves will not believe. This verse provides a powerful testimony from the people of the book, the Jews and Christians. It states that their scriptures contain a clear description of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and that they know the truth of his prophecy as clearly as they know their own children. This verse serves as a final proof not just for the Meccan polytheists but for all of humanity. It shows that the truth is not hidden, but is openly available to those who seek it. The verse ends with the same poignant observation as verse 12, that those who have lost themselves in arrogance and heedlessness will simply not believe, regardless of the overwhelming evidence. Our comprehensive analysis of these verses of Surah Al-An'am reveals a profound and interconnected argument for the absolute oneness of Allah. The surah masterfully transitions from the historical warnings of past nations to the fundamental attributes of Allah Himself. It teaches us that the path of belief is not about seeking physical signs, but about journeying through the world and our own hearts to witness the undeniable evidence of Allah's existence and sovereignty. The verses beautifully illustrate the nature of tawakkul, freeing the believer from all worldly fears and anxieties by affirming that all harm and good come from Allah alone. The profound lessons from this surah are not just for the Meccan polytheists, but for every seeker of truth, guiding us from the darkness of doubt and shirk to the singular and everlasting light of Tawhid. May Allah, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, fill your heart with the light of this divine guidance, making it a source of profound serenity. May He grant you a deeper understanding of His majestic names and attributes through the contemplation of His magnificent creation. May your efforts be a pure and accepted act of worship, a testament to your unwavering love and devotion to Him alone. May He cleanse your heart from all forms of spiritual darkness and remove every veil that separates you from His divine presence. May He grant you and your family a life full of His blessings, mercy, and protection in this world and the next. May He make your channel a source of immense benefit for all who seek truth, and may you be granted the company of the righteous. May your final abode be the highest station of paradise, where you may be honored to gaze upon His glorious face. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you, and may you be granted unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth.